Welcome back to the channel, friends, because today we are diving into one of the most explosive and electrifying storylines to hit Cowboys Nation in months. A storyline that has fans buzzing, insiders whispering, and rival teams scrambling to figure out whether Dallas is truly about to pull off one of the boldest moves in recent franchise memory. As reports intensify linking superstar cornerback Jalen Ramsey to a potential blockbuster move to the Dallas Cowboys. And let me tell you, the energy around this rumor isn't the usual social media hype or fan-made speculation. This is a story gaining real traction across league circles, growing louder by the hour, and leaving Cowboys fans wondering whether the front office is finally ready to make the kind of aggressive, statement-making acquisition that could instantly transform the team's defensive identity heading into the next season. As the chatter builds, it's becoming harder to ignore the smoke surrounding Ramsey, a player known not just for his elite shutdown skills, but for his swagger, his leadership, and his very real ability to tilt the field in a single play. And when you consider how the Cowboys secondary has been tested, stretched, and exposed over the past season, especially after the injuries, the inconsistencies, and the glaring need for a true, dominant veteran presence, the idea of Ramsey wearing the star doesn't just sound exciting, it sounds like the kind of calculated, high-impact move a team makes when it believes a championship window is open right now and cannot be wasted. But how did all of this begin? How did the Cowboys end up being linked to one of the biggest defensive names in football? Well, insiders say it started quietly, with subtle conversations, soft inquiries, and quiet back-channel communication between league executives who've been monitoring the situation with Ramsey's current team, where contract frustrations, shifting priorities, and long-term cap concerns have created an opportunity that Jerry Jones rarely ignores. As one source described it, the Cowboys are listening. The Cowboys are watching. And they're waiting for the right moment. And in the NFL, when Jerry Jones waits for the right moment, it usually means something big is on the horizon. What's even more fascinating is that this isn't just a random rumor sparked by fan hopes. Multiple voices around the league have said the Cowboys have shown genuine, continuous interest in adding a veteran all-pro defensive back, someone who can pair with their young talent, stabilize the secondary, and elevate the entire defense to another level. Ramsey, with his tremendous football IQ, his physicality, his aggression, and his playoff experience, fits that mold perfectly. The Cowboys have talent at corner, no doubt, but they've been missing that one veteran alpha presence who can shift the tone, command respect, and change the game plan of opposing offenses. With Ramsey, quarterbacks hesitate. Offensive coordinators adjust. Receivers think twice. And suddenly, Dallas becomes a defensive threat every single week, not just situationally. Now, let's talk about the timing, because timing is everything in the NFL. Ramsey is coming off a stretch where injuries slowed him down, but he still flashed that same elite level of play whenever he was on the field. Dallas, meanwhile, has been dealing with a secondary that struggles at key moments, collapses late in games, or fails to lock down the big play when it matters most. Combine that with the looming uncertainty around several defensive contracts, the shifting dynamics after the season-ending losses, and the pressure on the Cowboys to finally match their offensive firepower with a championship-caliber defense, and suddenly the math starts to make perfect sense. Dallas needs a difference maker. Ramsey wants a situation where he can win now, not years from now. And the Cowboys are on the verge of reshaping their identity, especially with the league's arms race intensifying in both conferences, where elite receivers are dominating and physical, mentally tough cornerbacks are worth their weight in gold. Still, the biggest question fans are asking is simple: could the Cowboys actually afford this? Well, the answer is more layered than it appears. Yes, Ramsey carries a big name and a big contract, but sources say the Cowboys have quietly created room for a high-profile move thanks to upcoming restructures, expiring deals, and a savvy cap strategy that gives them flexibility when they truly want to strike. And if there's one thing the Cowboys front office has proven time and time again, It's that when they identify a player they see as a true star-level difference maker, cap numbers are simply obstacles waiting to be reshaped. From Amari Cooper to Brandon Cooks to Stephon Gilmore, the Cowboys have never hesitated to bring in veteran stars when they believe it will elevate the roster, and Ramsey fits right into that tradition. The intensity around these talks is growing because league executives now believe Ramsey and his current team are approaching a crossroads, with disagreements behind the scenes about long-term vision and contract structure. And when you have a superstar who feels undervalued or misaligned with organizational direction, that's usually the perfect window for a bold team, an aggressive team, a team hungry for a championship exactly like the Dallas Cowboys to swoop in and make a move that shifts the entire NFL conversation. But what would Ramsey bring to this team on day one? Confidence, authority, fearlessness, the mentality of a champion. He is not just another player, he is a defensive identity unto himself, someone who rallies teammates, intimidates opponents, and elevates the standard. Imagine him lining up in the Cowboys secondary helping younger corners grow, taking on the toughest assignments every week, bringing that energy and fire the Cowboys have desperately needed on the back end. Imagine the matchups. Imagine the swagger. Imagine the intensity. And imagine the star on his helmet, a look that feels almost too perfect to ignore. Of course, nothing is done yet. Nothing is guaranteed. But the movement behind the scenes is real, the momentum continues to grow, and the Cowboys are absolutely positioned to make this the kind of off-season surprise that shakes the entire league and sends rival teams scrambling to adjust. Fans across social media have already exploded into a frenzy, wondering if this is the moment Jerry Jones returns to his classic bold form, ready to make a splash that reignites hope heading into a crucial season. Because make no mistake, this team cannot afford another year of almost. This team cannot afford another season defined by wasted potential. Adding Ramsey would send a message, not just to Cowboys fans, but to the entire NFL, that Dallas is done playing it safe, done holding back, done settling for good enough, and ready to go all in on building a defense that can finally complement the firepower on offense and push this team into the championship conversation where fans believe it belongs. And as these talks intensify, the question now is no longer, is this possible? But rather, how close are we? The next few days could bring even more clarity, more leaks, and more pressure, as both sides navigate the delicate dance of negotiations. But one thing is certain, the Cowboys are in the mix. The interest is real. The opportunity is there. And a move of this magnitude would be one of the most thrilling, stunning, and impactful acquisitions of the entire offseason. So buckle up, Cowboys Nation, because if this blockbuster deal comes to life, it could change everything about the upcoming season. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the breaking news swirling around Jalen Ramsey and the Cowboys, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest updates. Because this story is only just beginning, and the next chapter could drop at any moment.